Hello and welcome to another episode of Staying Power. This is a show that is all about building a better life, and we all want a better life. It's kind of the one thing we probably all have in common wherever we are, whatever we do. And this show, for 1 hour every single week, picks one topic to talk about on ways to build a better life, and we hope that it resonates with you, and we hope that you get some practical applications of this and a few laughs along the way. There's a really good chance if you do get a good laugh, it'll be like Ashley, my co-host, because it'll be at my expense. So there's a really good chance if you're brand new, that happens a lot. Speaking of Ashley, there she is, my co-host. Ashley, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
You give me a lot of material. I really can't help but take advantage of
This is true. You would be.
Give me.
Yeah, this is true. So you have a second career as a stand-up comedian somewhere.
Do I? Because of JD.
If it's all about me, which maybe people would find funny, maybe they wouldn't.
Great material.
Exactly. So how are you? You doing well?
I'm hanging in there.
Good. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, that's sort of how it's been. It's kind of busy.
Allergies.
Oh, allergies.
And lack of sleep. Is all of the above.
All of the above.
But yeah, there's a lot.
Well, probably
okay.
Listeners out there can relate to that. And if you're listening for the first time, welcome to the show. And we have a lot of different episodes that you can catch up on wherever you get your podcasts. We also have a YouTube channel. You can watch videos of this if you want to see what the mayhem sounds like. You can watch our YouTube channel, Staying Power Show. You can also find out more about us at our radio home, 1150 AM KKNW in Seattle. We also want to make sure that we let you know about our wonderful sponsor, Pars Revive Renovation. They do beautiful home restorations, renovations, creations throughout the Puget Sound area. And the way we talk about kind of renewing, rebuilding the inside, they do with the outside. So they're good at it. If you'd like to see more about what they do and how they do it, check out Pars Renovation, P-A-R-S, renovation.com. And if you reach out to them and connect with them, let them know that you heard about them on our show and see what happens. Could be interesting. So thanks to them. Thank you for being here. And if you're a longtime listener, I know you've heard all of that before. Thanks for hearing it again. Here we go. All right. So, Ashley.
How are you doing, JD?
I'm hanging in there. It's beautiful this time of year in the Pacific Northwest.
It is.
I mean,
lovely.
It's wonderful. So far it hasn't been too crazy hot. So, which is nice.
It's been kind of cold.
Yeah, kind of.
In my opinion.
But there's plenty of light. That's what matters the most.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's very pretty outside.
All right. So, Ashley.
JD.
Let's talk about money.
Oh, I like money.
You like money?
I do.
So do I. I like money too. Have you, you say you love money.
I said I liked it.
You said you liked it.
I could love it.
You could love it. Is it, do you find it a major stressor in your life?
Not consistently. Like every once in a while, things can pop up and it can be like, oof, wasn't expecting to replace the tires on my car, things like that.
Yeah,
but not a huge stressor.
Not a huge stressor. Okay. But, if you could make more, have more.
I'm always welcoming more.
You're always welcoming more.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I'd like to talk about money tonight.
Okay.
But not so much in the way that often gets talked about.
Okay.
How do we make more money?
Okay.
Right? Because that's social media, right?
Oh,
Here's how you can make
Everyone's
this much money in this
an
amount of time.
entrepreneur in some fashion.
Yeah. And it seems like every single morning I get like some spam email or spam text of somebody saying you can make this much money in this amount of time and all this kind of stuff. Right. Oftentimes the discussions are about just how quickly can you make it? It'll make everything easy. Live the life you want to live, blah, 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 blah. I would like to flip this around, though, and talk about the limitations we can put on ourselves in terms of what we expect money to do for us.
Oh, okay.
And in particular, the idea we can limit our ability to make it.
Okay. It's true.
This is a thing. This is true, right? See, you've responded accordingly. Right? This is good.
That was a prompt.
A little bit of a prompt.
I was going to say, what brought this topic up?
Well, what brought this topic up was, as listeners know who've been here for a while, I've started a new job in the last 6 months or so, and it's changed a lot of things. All of them for the better. Some challenges, like I don't have as much free time, right? And that's a little harder. I sit more of the time than I'm used to, right? Which that's a struggle. That part's a struggle.
Yeah.
But my income is up. I have great health insurance again, which is wonderful, a lot of levels. And there's a sense of security. There's a sense of direction. It's all a good thing. I've noticed, though, recently, my ability to make a lot of money potentially in this new career path is very real. And I have absolutely no frame of reference for any job that I've been a part of that could actually do that.
Yeah.
And it got me wondering, to what degree when we face these things, can we have stories that are so inlaid in ourselves going back to childhood, our adult experiences, that we can actually limit our ability to step into that? Because I can feel that. I grew up in an environment where didn't have a lot of money. I remember having food stamps as a kid.
Interesting.
My father was in the ministry, which it's almost like by definition, you're not supposed to make a lot of money unless you're one of those crazy televangelist preachers that says, I'll pray for you, but give me $1,000, that kind of thing. He's not that way. My mom was a school teacher and a librarian. There wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot. And so there was a lot of messaging about that's kind of how it is. And when you're serving other people, you're not supposed to make a lot of money. Right? Somehow that's
so strange, but continue.
Yeah. Anyway, so I grew up around that. And then I went into the summer jobs I took. I made no money during college. Yeah. I was a camp counselor. That's what I wanted to do. And I made no money. I think I made like $1,000 a summer, which.
Oh, okay. But frame of reference here, you're how old? So
Stop it.
That was probably
it was still not a lot. It was not,
then,
actually.
Sir.
It was not. It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't decent money.
Anyways, continue.
Anyway. So I did that, and then I went into academia, and people who listen to this show know that story. I left that and worked my way through, recovery from addiction, which I took jobs in retrospect because out of the shame and the fear and the self-loathing and the self-punishment, I didn't put myself in position for jobs that were going to be high-wage jobs, possibly.
Okay,
yeah.
Stories are there.
Yeah, the stories are there. And that was like a story of well, you deserve this, right? You blew up your life. Blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
And so now all that work, that I've been working on, all the opportunities, all the things that I've done, been given this chance to really, as soon as I learn it, which is its own process, as soon as I learn it, could actually do quite well. I have no idea what that's like. I have no idea what to do with that. I have no idea how to maximize that, I also know I have a drive being in my 50s, to answer your question, I'm 52, to make sure that I'm doing enough to take care of myself so that I can continue to help take care of my family.
Yeah.
Right? My parents getting older, right? I also want to be able to take care of myself. I don't have kids. So I'm going to have to take care of my own oldness later on, right? Because my niece and nephew, I know they love me, but, they got my sister and brother-in-law to worry about, right?
Fair.
So these are all things that I take seriously, and those are all things that aren't cheap. So I have all these questions. About this.
Okay.
Now, what I will point out is that, and anybody who's really kind of pausing and reflecting on this, if you're connecting with us at all, you'll probably understand what I'm about to say. This is just as much of an episode about identity, worthiness, the stories we tell ourselves, fear, values, as it is about money. It's just money, I think, and I want to know what you think of this. Money can be the thing where all of those things about ourselves can be revealed.
Oh, yeah.
Our relationship with money says a lot about our relationship with ourselves.
It does. Yes.
Okay.
Because, it's a resource that is necessary. And how you interact with it and how you foresee it and how you were raised with it and the implementations and the ideology around it. It's not a living thing, obviously, but it is something that truly does matter and will obviously be very influential on your life with how you were raised with it and what you do with it today. It's so true. It really mirrors and magnifies who you are.
Consciously or unconsciously.
Yes. And you can tell, you learn a lot about people, when they get large sums of money dumped on them. It's all of a sudden you learn who they were.
Right. Or who they might really be or what they turn into. Yeah, it's interesting. And I was reading something not too long ago that says, the majority of people who win the lottery end up losing it all.
Yes. Well, and to be fair, this even happens with young athletes.
Yeah.
And just young people that artists and whatnot that come into a lot of money is because if you're not raised with what to do with it, then it's very easy to spend it. Like life is just getting more expensive. We all know this. So
Yeah.
all of a sudden you know, $100,000, you get given that, and that's not even that much money anymore. But then like poof, that's gone.
Yeah.
It's so easy to spend that quickly.
It is.
And if you don't, and then there's always like, oh, budgeting and okay, put, 10% away here and 10% away there and blah, blah, blah. And if you don't know how to invest it and make it work for you and make it grow, then actually it's like you're losing.
Yeah.
Because it's losing its value as it sits in your bank account.
Right. And every dollar, so I heard this in a seminar recently that I took that said, every dollar you make, you only spend once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was really profound for me to hear, going, oh, okay, yeah, that's true. And so a lot of immediate riches, if you're one of those people because you're an athlete or you won the lottery, can feel like it's going to be endless because by comparison, it feels that way.
Yeah.
And so I guess really what the image that comes to mind is like speed limits, like the sense of, we all have a sense of how comfortable we are driving what speed. Now, of course, we have speed limits we're supposed to drive, right? Sure. If you're like Ashley, you have a lead foot, which means it's like 15 miles an hour over the speed limit. Kind of the same for me, actually. Okay. But I had to throw you under the bus first.
That's fine. I'll own it.
There you go. But then also these unconscious beliefs we have about money. Mm-hmm. Again, I grew up in a religious household. There's a lot of religious.
Oh,
a lot of religious.
So did I.
Money's the root of all evil, right?
It's easier for a
camel
to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get in heaven.
Right, exactly. Which seems to suggest to the young mind in particular, theologians will talk about it till they're blue in the face.
Yeah.
But to young minds, it's going, okay, being rich is bad.
Yeah, right.
And then there's the other example of the rich man who's got everything, who comes to see Jesus and says, what must I do to be saved? So you got to give everything away. Mm-hmm. And it's...
And that's our perspectives.
That's our perspectives of it. Right. But it does have an effect. And when I think about the speed limits I've had in my own life, subconsciously about money, it has affected things like what jobs I've been willing to pursue, what salaries have I been willing to ask for, what are some other things, like whether we negotiate something, maybe just taking the first job that, you're offered, or to what degree I can invest in myself or learn how to save money and put stuff away or just spend it right away. Sabotaging opportunities. All of that has played a role in my life.
Well, and like you were saying earlier in the beginning is, like your relationship with money is a direct reflection with a lot of things about yourself because like you were saying, like you take jobs that you think equivalent to you monetarily. Mm-hmm. And, some people are not comfortable negotiating more, don't feel like they're deemed worthy of asking more because they don't think they're worth it.
Right.
I'm like, you don't think you're worth the equivalent of a particular resource that's just got a number tied to it?
Right.
Says who? Mm-hmm. I mean, now, granted, there are some areas that you do need to have certain skills and abilities and whatnot, but to think that you're not worthy of having the next level of a particular resource when you've earned it is like ludicrous to me.
Yeah. Consciously.
Yeah. I'm like, why? Like you drink all the water and breathe all the oxygen you possibly want without a second thought. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden, like with money, you're like, oh, I certainly can't have that. Just barely enough is enough.
Right. And of course, we can flip it the other way. We know a lot of people, and by we, I mean, yes, you and me, but collective we, who have a lot of money, but still always seem to be in financial peril or have some weird relationship with money or are always stressed out about money or pretend like they can't afford things. Like they're like the worst tippers that anywhere.
Or they pretend like they can't afford things.
Right. Or they pretend like they can.
Which I'm at the other side. I'm like, how are you living outside of those means when you absolutely know that's something you can't afford?
Right.
Because the resource that you do have is not going to cover that. So now you're borrowing fake money, which is credit cards, to get this thing.
Yeah. And again, it's coming back to values, beliefs, these stories we tell ourselves. It's just one of the most visible ways we can kind of put on display and see what it is. We can call them our neuroses, I suppose, but it's about a lot more than that. Like, how do we view life? What are we really worried about? Right. And I've had times where I've bought stuff where I'm like, okay, I want to have that because I know I'm going to use it. It's going to be great. I can't really afford it. And then you get to the end of the month and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have bought that thing. because I forgot about that bill or
the surprise bill
the
that always comes
surprise bill.
sliding in, which
Right.
actually that is something and we could probably talk about it a little bit more in another segment, but I heard something at one point, kind of like how you were saying how money is similar to like speed limits on the road. But I've also heard of it as like a temperature in a room.
Ooh.
Where it's like you, because of how you were raised and again, the ideas and influences about money and how you see it, it's like a thermostat in a room. And that if you get too far away from where your money thermostat is, you will subconsciously do things to get yourself regulated back to that level, whatever that number is. So if you all of a sudden fall into a bunch of money or somehow earn a bunch of money or whatever, you will spend it quickly and all of a sudden get right back into where you were at before. It's like I know some people that have carried the same relevant amount of debt for years.
Even though their income has gone up.
Even though their income has gone up.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, interesting. Now, again, life has got a little more expensive. But I'm like, that tells me like that's where your thermostat is.
Yeah.
You know, or like all of a sudden you're like at a loss and then, okay, now you got a bonus or now you like found an extra $100 in your pocket you forgot about or whatever. And then all of a sudden the temperature rises back up to that thermostat level.
Yep.
And it's interesting to see that.
It is. It is. Okay. All right. So we both resonate with this.
Yeah.
This is good. Okay. This is what we're going to talk about today. All right.
Glad we got there.
So we're there. So, okay. So let's go ahead and take our first break now that we've established the parameters. Let's take our first break here on Staying Power. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about these messages because I guarantee you have your own money identity messages out there, every single one of you. But we'll also, when we come back, do our weekly segment, which this week is the 2 Minutes of Triumph. So we'll be right back here on Staying Power. Stick around. You know, on Staying Power, we talk a lot about building a better life.
And a big part of that is the space you live in every day.
That's why we're excited to partner with Pars Revive Renovation, helping homeowners across the East Side and Puget Sound create spaces that truly reflect who they are.
Whether it's a kitchen, bathroom, or full home renovation, Pars Revive focuses on thoughtful design, quality craftsmanship, and your unique vision.
Because just like personal growth, your home should evolve with you.
To learn more, visit parsrenovation.com. That's PARS renovation.com and start building a space that supports the life you want to live.
Most people wait until their relationships fall apart before they look for answers. But what if you could learn from the experts before the damage is done? On the Glenn Gilbert Connection, I sit down with psychologists, coaches, and real people who've lived through the fire, so you don't have to. If you're ready to lead with clarity, love with intention, and build something that lasts, tune in every 2 weeks on Sundays from noon to 1 p.m. for the Glenn Gilbert Connection, where grown folks come to grow.
Exploring new territory every day. This is Alternative Talk 1150.
Welcome back to Staying Power. JD here with Ashley.
Hi.
We are talking about money beliefs, money identities, and how those can limit us and what they tell us about ourselves and about the people around us. But first, now it is time for us to take 2 minutes each to talk about something that happened in our week, what we learned from it, share about it, all in the name of vulnerability, connection, which are two key things to building resilience and building a better life. This is the fun week. It is 2 minutes of triumph. Here we go. Yeah, there we go.
Oh boy.
Home run. All right.
Oh, of course.
So what's your home run this week?
Oh, well, it wasn't baseball. It was golf.
It was golf.
Oh my gosh, why are you surprised? Yes, I finally went down to Top Golf and swung a club for the first time. It's great.
First time you ever swung a golf club?
Yeah. I think I've done like putt-putt once when
Okay.
I was young, which obviously does not count. So this was like first time, legitimate, and we're just like hitting balls around, right? We're
Right.
not playing like a game of golf. But it was so much fun. After I got over the uncomfortableness of learning something new, which was so fun. Why are you looking at me like
Well,
this?
because you weren't just learning it new. You're learning it new in public.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
that was
different-
even better.
that's a
I was
different
like,
thing, yeah.
I would rather be public speaking right now.
Yeah.
To be frankly honest, I was like, where's a crowd I can talk to instead?
Right.
But
Make them laugh.
yes, and I had to forget. Like,
I can tell them jokes
there's,
about
like,
JD. There we
People
go.
like, yeah, I was like, okay, just forget there's people around and they're watching you. And it was busy, and it was like, oh, you know, somebody is like, what is happening in Bay 15? But that's okay. But after I got beyond the discomfort of like learning stuff and being super rigid. It was really fun.
Oh, good.
So it
Were
was
you
great
able
time.
to start hitting it straight and all that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that wasn't a problem before. Like, there was definitely a few times where, like, I missed and I played it off that I'm like, oh, I was just practicing.
Oh, there you go.
Totally
Good work.
practice. Yeah.
Good work.
Uh-huh.
Was it a multi-level one?
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't do one of those things you see on Instagram all the time, people falling into the nets.
Oh, gosh.
You didn't do any of that.
No,
See,
no.
it could have been worse.
Like, I know. Like, it was fine. But yeah, it was very fun. And
good.
it was just a very great reminder that I should be doing things I have never absolutely done at all more often.
Could you see yourself going and playing golf, like rounds of golf?
If someone's willing to dedicate an entire day,
I'll take you. I'll take you golfing. I got a whole set.
maybe we should take everybody, record it.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that would be fun.
But anyways, it was very fun. Not to take up more than 2 minutes.
I
but
want
it
to
was fun.
see. I want to see if your road rage translates over to range rage.
Range rage. Honestly, it was just difficult because, like, I played baseball as a kid.
Yeah,
And so I'm used to baseball, which is
Right.
so not how you handle a club.
No.
So
Very
once
different.
I had to get past that.
right.
But it was fun.
I want to see you play
Great time.
baseball too.
Ha.
Be
Okay.
fun. Well, that's a good one. All right,
Thanks.
mine actually is about baseball.
Oh, it's always
sort
about
of,
baseball.
sort of.
baby.
But longtime listeners of the show know that every year I get together with two of my best buddies down in California, and we do a sports trip somewhere in the U.S. And we never know when it's going to happen. It's kind of funny. It just kind of tends to happen organically. Somebody's going to be in some city for business and it's like, hey, such and such team's in town. Can you get away that weekend? And then we try, and then that's just sort of how it happens.
Nice.
And a couple years ago, it was around my birthday, we got together in California, and we went to all 5 Major League Baseball parks in California in 5 days.
I remember.
Remember that?
Yes.
It was super fun. That was almost 2 years ago, this just coming up
That's
September.
crazy.
Yeah. This one's not nearly as extensive. It's only over weekend, but I'll be going to Chicago, which is a great city. You ever been to Chicago?
I have not.
Oh, great city. It's a great city. I'm excited to go back. I have a lot of family from there too, so I got family connections there.
Cool.
Yep, and I'm going to fly there late on a Thursday, arrive on a Friday, go see the Cubs at Wrigley Field, which was my grandfather's favorite team.
Nice.
So I'm going to go there, honor him. That's also like one of the oldest parks in baseball. Going to do that. Then the next day, the 3 of us are getting on a train, going up to Milwaukee and seeing the Brewers play in Milwaukee, come back down, spend the night, fly home.
That
We
sounds
fly home to
great.
California, I'm flying back here. Yeah, so I'm excited for that. It's been a long time since I've actually gone on a trip anywhere just for fun, right? It's always been for some
Right,
other
yeah.
business or something.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun. So the triumph is I got that coming up, which
Very
I'm
cool.
excited about.
That
Yeah,
is
it's getting
so
close
exciting.
too. So I'm now it's starting to feel real, right?
So now you need to figure out how to pack from your new place.
Yeah, because everything's still kind of, well, most everything's put back together, but you know, I have a lot of
What?
stuff. I have a lot of clothes. Still have a lot of
No.
clothes. Because I just do. You know this.
We need to work on this.
Yeah.
This needs to be an episode.
Episode.
Okay.
Decluttering,
Yeah.
JD. Yeah, okay. Anyway, all right. So there we go. All right. So let's get back to money. Speaking of things
Someone
I can't
got
afford to buy,
uncomfortable.
I have a lot of clothes.
A dresser?
Yeah, I have a dresser. It's just full already. So, you know, that's how it is. All right. So I have a lot of shirts. I would be really interested to go back actually, and this fits in with the topic, so we're kind of segueing out of this. I'm going to let Ashley compose herself. But I have a lot of T-shirts that I think if we went back and looked at the recordings, I'm not sure I've ever worn the same shirt twice.
Really?
I'm not sure. Maybe I have a
Oh.
couple of times. But
Why do I envision just like random clotheslines like in your place?
It's
racks
not that far off.
Really?
No, it's far
Okay.
off. Joking. I have closets. I have a lot of closets,
I heard
actually.
plural. Okay.
Yeah, for a small place.
That's
All right.
great.
So let's talk about money messages. All right. So,
Okay.
Ashley, did you ever hear any of these money messages? And those of you, all of you out there, pay attention to the ones that maybe you heard growing up. Money doesn't grow on trees.
Yes.
Rich people are greedy.
Yes.
Don't expect too much.
Yes.
Be grateful for what you have.
Yes.
People like us don't become wealthy.
No.
Okay. I heard that. You'll never make money doing what you love.
I could probably agree with that.
Okay. Money changes people.
Yes.
People who chase money lose themselves.
Yes.
Money causes more problems than it solves.
Yes.
Okay. Whatever those might be. And are there other ones you can think of?
They're all basically the same thing.
Right. And the other ones we've pulled from the Bible.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yes.
pulling out the big guns on that one, right? But this becomes the foundation of really what you could call a money identity. And what that does can affect how you do things, right? And we can certainly judge people. I can catch myself a lot when I see people who are clearly wealthy, driving around, walking around, see their houses, where I'm like, man, what did they have to give up to do all that?
Yeah.
May not be untrue, right? But that identity says something, right? It automatically can turn us into something that we are defining ourselves against somebody else, rather than focusing on what money might mean to us or what it can do for us. These are what the psychologist Brad Klontz called money scripts, right? And he breaks those into 4 categories, right, Ashley? Okay. One of these categories of these money scripts. One is money avoidance. And those are the messages that money is bad, rich people are selfish, I don't deserve money, money corrupts.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
Yep.
There's money worship. That's the second one. More money will solve everything. If only I just made another $50,000. Happiness is one raise away. Things will be better after I make such and such money. Money worship.
Sure.
Third one is money status. My worth equals my income. My possessions equal my value. Then the fourth one is money vigilance. Always save, never spend, constant anxiety around money. And what they all have in common is each one of them can become debilitatingly unhealthy. Any one of those 4, right?
Yeah, I could see that.
Right, right. And that's because, as he points out, what money really should be examined for is not the wealth that it produces, but the flexibility that it can provide and that we can treat it with.
Right.
Right? Okay. So which one, if you had to, which one is you, Ashley?
What? Me? Okay.
Are you you can be a combination of all these at the same time.
Well,
one of my closest friends is a money vigilant.
I was going to say, like, that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
But I have since then rejected that belief, obviously. I don't know if I would necessarily say that, like, I'm any one of these. Like, I do think money will solve things because, like you said, it provides more freedom.
Again,
I agree when they say, like, money can't buy you happiness, because I know a lot of people that are very wealthy that are very unhappy.
Yeah.
And then my question is, like, well, what are you doing with that resource that you do have? Are you using it to create opportunities that could make you more joyful or bring you joy and, whatnot?
Right.
So I guess a part of it would probably be money avoidance, because I do think a lot of wealthy people are selfish.
Yeah.
And money but I disagree with the other half, because I deserve wealth. I don't think I don't deserve it.
Right. See, I have that message.
Okay.
I don't deserve that.
Really?
A very subtle one. Yeah, I have that. But I also grew up, so money avoidance is one that I know that affects me in that way.
Okay.
Money status can creep in. Like, how would I be if I had more money? Would I?
Sure. Yeah.
Money vigilance, I have the anxiety piece around it, but always save, never spend. Right. That doesn't exist. It just doesn't. It just doesn't.
It's the t-shirts.
And I do have a sense to believe, things would be a whole lot easier if I had more money. Right? It's true. Yeah. I know. There's a lot of t-shirts. Don't spit up. Okay. There we go. It's always dangerous drinking. Yeah. Oh, it's because you and Nathan are they're making jokes. You guys just got caught. They have their own little invisible, like, ESP going so on. Funny. Nathan behind the board. Thanks, Nathan. All right. Now here's something interesting though about all this. Same research consistently shows that children absorb the financial attitudes of their parents long before they actually understand economics. Right. So
I believe that.
Right. So if parents are modeling fear, scarcity, generosity, avoidance, conflict, security around money, they're conveying that message. Right. And sometimes those messages, those overt ones, like, we don't make that much money, or people like, they come with that. So it establishes a world. And when you think about a kid, they're learning about what the world is, and they very much view it in holistic terms, meaning the messages they're getting means the whole world's that way. Right.
That makes sense.
Sophistication takes time. That's a different part of the brain that starts weighing those things against one another. And they're picking up on the emotional responses that the adults around them are having to money. They pick up on that and they internalize that, right? So they don't just learn numbers, they learn the emotional associations that go with that.
Right.
Right. So it's, so how did your household emotionally kind of put forward money? Mine was always had to be really careful with it, right? Had to be really wise with it. Can't always do what we want, get what we want. But in retrospect, I know my parents were really good at making sure they were stashing stuff away enough times that they could pull a surprise out of their hat every once in a while.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And they managed to get us most. I mean, we very rarely went without anything, and I don't think we knew we were going without things when we were going without them.
Yeah.
You know,
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah. I was the other day I was scrolling on social media, and you know how it is. You stop on one thing, you look at it, your algorithm just fills with it, right?
Of course.
And these old G.I. Joe toys I used to play with when I was a kid all of a sudden started popping up, like people my age collecting them again and putting on, oh, you remember this figure? Remember this figure? I loved G.I. Joe when I was a kid, right?
Okay.
And they're going through, here's all the vehicles, here's all, I'm like, I had that one, I had that one, I had that one, I had that one, I had that one. And it occurred to me, my parents didn't make a lot of money. And so not too long ago, I was asking them, I was like, you guys got me almost everything I wanted, G.I. Joe. And my mom said, you loved it. And frankly, they weren't that expensive. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it was, so they were great that way. Mm-hmm. And yet, I always grew up with that association of money is finite. And because of that, I didn't have a context other than other kids were more lucky who had more money.
Sure.
So they must be doing something different.
Sure.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
What was yours?
I would say kind of probably similar. Like I never knew, like we certainly weren't like poverty. Mm-hmm. I think we were like probably middle class is what you would call us, like comfortable, you know, like my dad worked, my mom stayed home, raised us. And we always had everything we need, you know, always had like a lot of toys. And all the things we want to do, they made sure that we were really involved with things. We were homeschooled. They want to make sure we got socializations. We were always doing things, right? Part of stuff, which all cost money.
Yeah.
There were times, though, when, like, I was like, okay, why are we going camping when all my friends are going to, like, the Bahamas and Cabo and, you know, all these things?
Hawaii.
So I was like, interesting. Yeah. And, like, at the time, like, I didn't know. And it might be my parents' preference, but also it might have been, like, the gap between their financial situation and other people's. But it was always very heavy of like, save your money, save your money. Like to the point that like my parents were always like, Ashley is the best saver in the entire family. Like if anyone needs to borrow money, it's going to be from her. And I'm like, okay. But then it also like kind of instilled a fear of like, well, I always need to hang on to it then.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend it.
Yeah. It's like a lifeline.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but why do I always need to hang on to it? Because then it's like, oh, something bad's going to happen.
Right.
And so that's what I was.
That's the script.
Yep.
That's
that was
the
my script.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are really strong. And that kind of ties back to what you said about the thermostat, right? It's actually Gay Hendricks is the one who talked about that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's what they called the upper limit problem. You have an upper limit of what you expect, right? And you move back to that upper limit. Those stories are what creates those upper limits of what we think we can do or we deserve to have. Or if we go beyond that, we don't know how to handle it.
Right.
And we self-sabotage it, right? Because that's really what that is. The act of kind of bringing ourselves back to that internal temperature is an act of self-sabotage. Because if we get more money than we expect and we don't know what to do with, we recklessly don't take care of it.
Right.
If we don't have that, we can actually work against ourselves subconsciously to ever get anywhere close to it. That's the one I relate to. I wonder about that. To what degree have I worked against myself? And I've had other people friends tell me for a really long time, JD, you chronically under-earn because you chronically devalue the skills you think you can bring to the table. And they've said it enough times in enough contexts and enough places for enough time.
Has the bell finally rung?
That I've gone, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think there's some truth. Has the bell finally rung? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so let's go and take our second break.
Okay.
Come back. Let's talk a little bit more about that, and then let's just get into some practicalities of some different ways we can address this, or you can notice it in your own life and take steps like I'm trying to take steps to free myself away from that thermostat. So we'll talk about that. All right, stick around. We'll be right back here on Staying Power.
If you've been thinking about upgrading your home, this might be your sign.
We're proud to be sponsored by Pars Revive Renovation, serving Bellevue, the East Side, and the greater Puget Sound.
They specialize in turning everyday spaces into something functional, beautiful, and tailored to you.
From kitchens and bathrooms to full renovations, they bring the same level of care and attention to detail that we talk about here on Staying Power.
Because your environment matters. It shapes how you feel, think, and live.
Check them out at parsrenovation.com. That's P-A-R-S renovation.com and see what's possible for your home.
Don't ask me to talk.
There's a lot of talk out there. Political talk, sports talk, girl talk, trash talk, and so on. But there's only one, Don't Ask Me to Talk, helmed by conversational off-roaders and podcast pals Eric Ryder and Stacy Heller. They follow every tangent they encounter, from cultural blind spots to their infamous weekly Wheelo topics. Listen wherever you listen to your fave podcasts. Subscribe and share too. Or tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. or Tuesday at 4 p.m. on KKNW.
Talk radio with a purpose. Alternative Talk 1150.
Welcome back to Staying Power. JD here with Ashley.
Hi.
We were talking about money matters, money identity, and the difficulty in getting ourselves past that point where we think we can actually earn more for whatever reason, right? And I think we've pointed out this is saying a lot more about ourselves than just about money, right? It's revealing quite a bit. And oftentimes, Ashley, making money is treated like you have a talent, right? Or if you make more money, you must be more talented than the person who doesn't make as much money.
Or
you're
valuable or something.
More valuable. You're doing more things right? Doing less things wrong, whatever the case may be. And we kind of adopt these things. How many times have you heard somebody say, I'm just not very good with money?
Yeah, I've heard that.
I'm bad at business. I wasn't born entrepreneurial.
Yes,
right?
that one for sure.
But this is the thing. We treat those, when we talk about them, we're talking about them like those are character traits. Like, I don't have blonde hair, right?
Yeah, right.
Right?
Which you could if you wanted.
You could, right. Like, I don't run fast, or,
you could if you want to.
Right, you could, right. But here, financial literacy is a learned skill.
Yes.
We are not inherently born with that, right? So we can learn that, right? And so negotiation is learned, confidence is learned, boundaries with money is learned, discipline is learned. Brene Brown, of course, who has opinions on just about everything, said money shows us more about our sense of our own worthiness than any other topic, right? Any other thing. And she finds people who struggle with the sense of worthiness often struggle receiving things, not just with money, but like compliments, help, love, money, opportunities, success. So abundance feels threatening. Right? I can relate to that a little bit. Or the fear that if I earn more, I'm going to become something different.
Oh, interesting.
Right? But she suggests, what if it helps you become more fully yourself? Which I think is what you were suggesting. Actually, right? Which is good.
Sounds about right.
Because money magnifies, but it doesn't create character, but you can use it in a way to help define character, right? More money gives our habits more room to roam one way or the other, right? Our relationship with it, right? So anyway, those are just some thoughts. So let's talk practically, Ashley. You're pretty good. You're pretty good with money. I know this about you.
Oh, thank you.
So let's go. Let's just kind of hit these one at a time. You want to just kind of go in order? Start at the top here.
Sure.
Okay.
You go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, because I have no idea where you're talking about.
On our notes, it's on page 6.
Okay,
there we go.
You first.
Okay, me first.
Yeah.
One of the things I've had to learn to do is to start noticing my automatic reactions to money stuff.
Okay.
So it can be something as simple as like when a bill comes in, what's my immediate emotional reaction? Oh God, there's a bill. Or let me pay it.
Like Bill?
Bill's rough, man. Okay. When those bills come in, like what's your reaction to that? Right. Or finish these sentences. People with money are, where does your mind go? Right. Mm-hmm. If I became wealthy, what? Right. The hardest part about earning more money would be blank, or I deserve. Whatever those answers are, help reveal the script.
Do you think, this is kind of a side note, but like the ... if I became wealthy, it's kind of like if you ask people those questions of like, if you could do anything in the world and you had no restrictions, what would you do? People like don't know how to answer that question.
They don't.
And sometimes I wonder if people don't attract money to themselves because they don't know what they would do with it.
There's some truth to that.
So the money floating around there is like, well, why would I land with this person? Because they don't even know how they'd use me.
There's some,
I mean, honestly,
Right.
like if you don't know, if you became wealthy and you didn't know what you do with it, why would it choose you?
It's a manifesting question, isn't it?
A bit.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, I think there's something to it. Like, I think you have to have the capacity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Develop the capacity and the willingness and the openness to do that, because that does develop courage.
Right.
It does develop drive. It does develop willingness to like keep sticking with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, I mean, the way we've talked about, big windfalls and money's the lottery. That's just blind luck. But for the most part, people get money by earning it,
Yes.
right? Working for it or getting it handed down, I suppose, if they inherited it. But no, I think there's something to that, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
No, it's fine.
All right.
Okay.
My practicality is about separating the facts from the stories, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned like, what do you think of when bill comes in the mail?
Mhm.
But it's like, oh, you got overlooked for a promotion or somebody else got chosen, like that you're not deemed worthy, like we mentioned earlier. Like, I'm never going to be successful. I asked for more. They think I'm selfish, which women fall into this category all the time. It's like they don't think that they're worthy of it. They're always overlooked. They're afraid to step up and step out because of what it's going to say about them. And again, at that point, it's like not even about the money. The money is just an example and a platform that is showcasing something else about you.
Yep. So separating those. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And that actually kind of follows right on that first one, right? You start noticing what the scripts are. You're going to be able to see what the stories are. Another one is kind of get yourself with financial decisions. When you think about money, kind of get yourself regulated.
Oh,
I do this a lot, actually. Like when I'll be looking, I'll see something that I want to get, and I know, like, okay, can't really afford this right now, but I need to think about it. I will actually pause, take a deep breath, right?
always breathing.
Always breathing, right? Relax the shoulders, long exhale, right? And kind of bring myself back to the moment of, okay, where am I right now? Why am I drawn to this?
Yeah.
Am I trying to avoid something right now?
Yeah.
That's a big question for me.
I mean, that's why people like splurge, like, what do they call it? Like retail therapy?
Retail therapy. Yeah.
They need that.
Yeah. Yeah. The
endorphins from buying stuff.
And the other day, I got fixated on this waterproof jacket that I want to get. Right?
What?
Right. Just follow me, though. Just follow me, because I know it seems absurd. We're in the middle of the summer, right? I'm thinking about it.
Winter does arrive.
Now, it's on sale, right?
Of course.
It's on sale. Because, okay, so I'm looking at that. Oh, this is great. Yeah, I would definitely use it. Oh, and it's a bright color. When the winter rolls around, I can walk around safely, and it's reflective and all this blah, 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 blah. I actually did what I just talked about. I stepped back, I put the phone down, stopped looking at it, and I was like, okay. I took a deep breath, minded myself where I was. It's like, the question that came to mind was, where do you need to put that money first?
That's a good question.
And the money was, okay, I haven't paid this, and this yet. I got to make sure I can pay for this. Oh, yeah, got to get my car worked on. Or, oh, yeah, I got to still pay those 2 bills coming up next week. It should go there instead. And then the second question comes behind it. If you really want to pick it up now, if it's a good idea to get it now, it'll be a good idea in 2 months when it's closer to when you'll actually need it. Do you want to start putting money aside for it?
Right. Yeah.
That's what I did instead.
Okay.
Right. That kind of thing. But I have to actively do that still. Right. And then I asked myself, what is it that I was avoiding by doing that? What I was avoiding is I didn't want to go to bed yet. So I was like, my day's not done yet. Yeah, exactly.
That is so funny.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, what else you got?
Okay. Well, kind of like I was mentioning earlier, like, oh, if you were wealthy, what would you do with it? It's like, be open and willing to receive the fact that you may end up having a lot of money. And that's okay. It's a good thing. And before the money comes in, you have to practice receiving and doing it with elegance and grace and, humbleness and whatnot. So, like, some people have a hard time receiving compliments, which I understand, because all of a sudden all the attention is put on you and something about yourself is being highlighted. And it sounds kind of strange coming from another source, and especially if it's like a stranger, somebody you really don't know, or, like somebody you really admire, like that could be a little embarrassing and whatnot. So, don't deflect them. It's really obvious when people are uncomfortable because they deflect or they laugh or they poke fun of themselves and whatnot, instead of just graciously saying, thank you very much. Like, that's very kind of you. Or, I really appreciate what you just said. Something basic like that, like practice these small receivings.
Yeah.
If somebody does something nice for you, like they buy you a coffee or they pay for your lunch or whatever, there's no obligation that you have to do it back.
It's true.
You can pay it forward and maybe
True.
you can do it for them later, like
Sure.
next month, but just receive the gift, and your happiness and your joy is a gift to them, things like that. Or it is a skill. It takes time to develop, but the more you can receive other things, the more and easier it will become to receive money when it's presented to you.
Yeah, that's a great point. The one I struggle with the most in there is with lunches, like when people buy me lunch.
Yeah.
Because I always go wanting to pay, right?
Yeah.
And ideally, I want to just be able, I would love to pay for both if I can.
Mm-hmm.
But, there was a stretch when things were really rough and I'd go out with friends and I was bringing enough for myself.
Yeah.
And then they'd offer to pay for it. And it could be tough.
Sure.
I'd be like, oh, are you sure? But I've had to learn to just go and let them. Because it's your friends and your family, you can either trust them that they're doing it because they want to do it or you don't have to.
Well, yeah, and people assume, they're looking at me like they're pitying me.
Yeah.
No one's pitying you.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, let me help you out.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
put
something
it
I
towards
can do.
something that I know you need. Like,
Right.
you don't need to pay for this lunch. You need to pay for your bills.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. And then one that comes up for me is, I think this is an important question. What does enough actually look like? The question around money, how much is enough money?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think some of the difficulty people have who come into a lot of it is that we were talking earlier, professional athletes, somebody wins the lottery. They don't have a definition of what that is.
Right.
And they don't have if they don't have a definition of what that is, they can't build a plan on how to make sure they get there.
Sure.
And that they stay there.
Stay there. Yeah.
Right.
If they want to stay there.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So what does it actually look like? And I think this differs from person to person. Enough could be time. Mm-hmm. How much time does it give me to have money?
Right. Yeah.
Freedom, whatever that means, right? The freedom to travel, the freedom to not have to work all the time or to go where you want to go. What is enough generosity? What's the amount for me to give out? What's enough money to take care of my family, to have enough health? If we ask those questions, what's interesting is that we automatically reframe money as a support for those things. Because it's not just about that. It's about an attitude of that. Right? One of the things that I've so appreciated about the new job that I started is with some of the benefits I've got, it's put me in a position where if something does happen to me, unfortunate happens to me, I am covered. Nice. My family's not going to have to worry about anything, right? Mm-hmm. Both if I'm, if I have to have bad surgeries or, I get really sick or funeral expense, it's covered. It's covered. Mm-hmm. And that feels really good, right? For me who wondered not all that long ago, how would I handle any of those things?
Sure.
That's great. That's part of my enough.
Mm-hmm.
Part of my enough is I don't want my loved ones, if something happens to me and I go before them, to have to spend anything, right, to get that process done. I want that taken care of. That's part of my enough. Money is a way to do that. And it is something that I'm reminded of on the regular. So I think that's important.
I'd say so. Well, I think you say practicality of what to do with it. I mean, everybody always knows about budgeting, but doing it and knowing about it are two very separate things. But I have always found it kind of comical, I suppose, in a way where, and I say this casually because we all know people like this, but they say they don't have enough money for things. But then you watch their spending habits and I'm like, okay. And they do have enough. That's just it. Is more than likely they probably have enough. Not unless it's a massive purchase or a really big, health related bill or something. But otherwise it's no, you probably do have enough. But, you chose to get the new iPhone and you go to Starbucks every day and, and that's where they're choosing to allocate their money. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But then don't turn around and complain that you don't have money for this thing when actually you do. It's just you need to sit down and have a nice heart-to-heart with your bank statement and see where all your money is going. Yeah. Because it's it is really easy to hemorrhage money without realizing it. Mm-hmm. All the little subscriptions, the little purchases here and there.
Cuts.
Just, reload my card, no big deal. And it's a very easy trap to fall into. I have fallen into it myself.
Yep.
But then when you start and look and that, I mean, and that's why they like say like budgeting is best. Like if you want to have just your splurgy stuff, like set a limit and that's your hard limit.
Yeah, that's it. You can spend that much.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, it's amazing. I read something the other day that the on average, a person who goes to Starbucks every weekday as part of their habit of work spends on average over $10 by the time they walk out.
I believe it.
So, and you add that up, it's $50 a week, $200 a month. That's almost $2,500 a year just on that. And that's when just going to work, right? Not weekends, not any of those things. It's a lot of money. Yeah. And if you add to that, you know, going somewhere for lunch because you're working and you didn't bring it from home, you know, that type of thing. I did some math not too long ago. Between the amount of money that I could spend at Starbucks for a preferred breakfast that I like versus how much I could make it at home for, the cost was almost 3 times more.
Wow.
At Starbucks. Almost 3 times more. Yeah. And that's not to bash Starbucks. They're just making money, right?
I mean, it's like any coffee house.
It's like any coffee house,
and a lot
any
of times
restaurant.
people do that because of the convenience factor, right?
Of course.
They get up, get ready. They don't have time to like make breakfast. You know, they just catch it on the drive-in and
right.
whatnot.
But that's also a prioritization of time.
Yes.
It's a prioritization of resources. It's a prioritization of priorities.
Right. Well, and then the hope is like, okay, great. Like you're saving time by not making breakfast at home. You're getting it on the way. What are you doing with that extra time that you earned yourself?
Yeah.
Scrolling on your phone?
Yeah. Or getting exercise or.
Yeah. Like, is it going towards something like really helpful and beneficial for you? Or is it just giving you more time for like rotting your brain?
Yep.
At that point, maybe you should be at home cooking.
Right. Exactly. All right. All good stuff. I mean, these are all practical things. These are important, but it's worth thinking a couple of things, like just a couple of things. First, if someone handed you $10 million, what's your immediate reaction? Everybody think about this. Do you think you would actually become somebody else with $10 million, or would you become more of who you already are? And the answer to that is whichever one you choose, right? Whichever one you choose. That intentionality, I think what you got to earlier, Ashley, about what is my capacity to receive, really is the game changer in all of this, right? And as I said at the top of the show, our relationship with money is a tell on our relationship with ourselves. So what's your relationship with yourself like? Work that around. And even if it's around money or not around money, chances are your relationship with money is going to change as well. And in the end, I think when people think about wanting to be rich, I think they probably mean they really just want to be free.
I would say so.
Right.
Yes.
But has anybody really thought about what that means?
Such a deep question.
Deep question, particularly when there's only 2 minutes left in the show.
Wow. Okay.
Ashley, thank you for this. That was great.
Thank you, JD. What a great topic.
Appreciate that. I've great insights today. I appreciate that, Ashley. So, all right. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you spending your last hour with us talking about money here on Staying Power. Remember, if you missed any of this episode or any of our episodes, you can get us as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts. You can check us out at our YouTube channel, Staying Power Show. You can find us at 1150 AM KKNW in Seattle. In all those locations, there are links to show notes, as well as all the ways that you can communicate with Ashley and myself, stayingpowershow@gmail.com. Our social media feeds, more to come. There's a lot, right? So, and I just hit something with my hand and that hurt. But nevertheless, that's a good way to cap this off. We'll be back next week. Thanks again to Pars Revive Renovation for sponsoring the show. Check them out at Pars Renovation, P-A-R-S, renovation.com, and mention us to them and see what happens. I think you'll appreciate that. Thanks to them. Thanks to you. Thanks to Ashley. Yep. Thanks to Nathan. Thanks to the universe that wants to bring us more money.
That's right.
All right. And we'll be back next week with another topic. See you then. I'm JD.
I'm Ashley.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.